Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naira Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across this video. I probably may have posted this video, but I saw people stitch the video. I decided to bring it back, right? So she was talking about how she becoming like, getting to know about Black people and getting to know about their history and the things she is finding out about Black history. And she was asking, why is it that people that look like me are not liked? Is it just because of their skin color and all that? The truth is that it's skin color, but it's beyond skin color because people see who you are. They know the strength you carry. They know that you are not just ordinary. And for that reason, they see you as competition. So they do not just see Black people as every other person. They know that Black people are different. And they also know that Black people are the owner of the universe. So to them, they feel like they are in competition. If you look around, you definitely will see that from the things they do, they feel like they are in competition with Black people, but Black people are not in competition with them. Why? Because tell me how you go to sleep with them in mind, wake up with them in mind, and also it shows the majority of the things you do. No, if there is something Black people have been working their way through is to dismantle the system that has been oppressing them, because you all know that you are the system. Let's get into this video.
I don't mean to say this like to be disrespectful, and maybe this is, some people are gonna think this sounds dumb, but I feel like there's a deeper reason why, people of color and specifically the Black community have been relentlessly persecuted. Like, I mean, just the things that happened during slavery alone, like, were insane. But I don't know, the more I learn about Black history and the ways that, people who literally worked in the government, like the CIA, all these different people in power were trying to ruin the Black community. And it makes me think, dude, I feel like, is there something more going on here than just racism? Because it's like, come on, you're telling me you're doing all of this stuff just because you don't like someone's skin color? I feel like, what if, I have this theory that, like, what if Black people have some type of superpower? Like, what if they have, I don't know, if they're just born something with something very valuable that we don't really know about, but maybe, like I said, these people, these rich people and these people in power, maybe they figured it out a long time ago, and maybe that's why they were like, oh, we have to like get rid of them, blah blah blah. I don't know, I feel like maybe they have something special that we are not taught about, that is linked to them being people of color. And I've seen some Black creators come on here and try to explain how special it is to have melanin in your skin and how it has all these different properties. But I don't know, I just feel like I feel like I have this theory that this goes so much deeper than maybe a lot of us realize, because I'm sorry, but I don't think you're gonna go out of your way for all these hundreds and hundreds of years to try to ruin one group of people over something as silly as, oh, their skin is a different color. Like, I feel like there's something that we don't know. I'm telling you, there's something special about them that they don't want us to know. Okay, this is just something that I've been thinking about recently, and I'm like, maybe if there are some Black creators that maybe they already made a video and I just didn't see it, I don't know, but like, I don't know, maybe this sounds dumb. Or maybe this is like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock, but it's just something I was thinking about. You're telling me you're doing all of this stuff just because you don't like someone's skin color?
Everyone go back and watch that creator's video. It's really important. But you're right, there is something special about Black people. So let's talk about it. Why would there be such a concerted effort to destroy the Black community when society itself and the powers that shouldn't be deem Black people as inferior? It's because the exact opposite is true. You ever wonder why African history is never really taught? Or how Black people's history always starts with us in chains? Or when even in world history, you're really not taught about Africa? All of that is intentional. They didn't spend 500 years surveilling us, stealing from, and suppressing us because of how we looked. They did it because of who and what we are. One, Africans are the original people of the world, of humanity, and that has been proven time and time again. But when Europeans stepped foot on African soil, they didn't see the savagery and wildness and backwardness that they were expecting. Instead, they found empires like Nubia, Mali, and Kemet, which is ancient Egypt. They saw cities like Timbuktu, where people were studying math, medicine, and the moon and the stars, while Europe was still in their dark ages. They saw palaces in Benin. They saw Great Zimbabwe, a city with massive stone walls with no mortar. And European architects couldn't explain it or understand it. They found spiritual systems that understood the earth, the stars, and the soul long before the Vatican did. In fact, most of what you see in the Roman Catholic Church was stolen from Africa. They found communal societies that were spiritually integrated and non-materialist. And all of this blew the minds of the Europeans who valued castles, gunpowder, and hierarchy. They couldn't fathom a thriving society in which land wasn't owned, women held spiritual and societal power, healing was holistic, and harmony with nature was central, and certainly not in Africa. They had cosmic understanding. They knew how to work with energy, harmony, mathematics, healing, and universal law. Black people come from a people that didn't worship a god outside of themselves, but saw the divine within them. And that scared the hell out of those that wanted to conquer them. They didn't find inferiority. They found civilization so advanced that they couldn't explain it without rewriting it. And so they did. They rewrote the story. They dehumanized, demonized, destroyed records, and recasted Africa as uncivilized in order to justify the enslavement and extraction. Their playbook has always been the same. They replaced the wisdom of our ancestors with fear and shame via a whitewashed religion, while they themselves studied it and made it their own. But of course, instead of crediting Africa, they branded it as Western esoteric wisdom through Greek filters, Plato, Pythagoras, ignoring the fact that they too studied in Africa. And they reserved that knowledge for the elite, the initiated, the chosen few. And here's the part that they really don't want you to know. Melanin isn't just for skin color. It's a biochemical key. It absorbs light, it transforms energy, and is found not only in the skin, but in the brain, especially the pineal gland, which is referred by many as the seat of the soul. Melanin-rich people often have deeper rhythm, stronger dream recall, emotional sensitivity, and heightened spiritual gifts. You ever wonder why Black people are typically so musical? The rhythm without us needing a cue, harmonizing without ever having to rehearse a song, so expressive, so spiritually gifted when none of us have been taught. When our aunties and grandmothers would tell us, "I had a dream about fish last night." We all know what that means. It's not a coincidence. It's memory. And melanin is memory. And memory holds power. And that's why they try so hard to break the spirit of Black people. Because if enough of us remembered who we were, it would break the entire system. Now fast forward. If you were running a system based on the lie of white superiority, would you want a group of people like that to remember who they were? No. You would build an entire society designed to make sure that they forget. You'd flood their schools with false history that teaches them that they were nothing but slaves, and sure, you might have invented a thing or two. You'd fill their neighborhoods with poison. You'd criminalize their hair, their joy, their grief. You'd break their families. You'd take their rhythm. You'd mock every single thing that makes them unique and sell it back to them with a white face on it. If you can convince the world of anti-blackness and make it so loud that black people themselves start to believe it, you can control the world. But when people like you study history and start asking the right questions, the entire human collective consciousness wakes up just a little bit more. And that's the biggest threat of all. And if you're watching and receive what I'm saying and happen to wonder, okay, when is the reckoning of when all of these lies will be revealed? The truth is that we're already witnessing it. And you're questioning of, do they know something that we don't? Why would people go through such a length to keep a community of other people down? It's what we're seeing in politics right now. When the systems collapse under their own weight of lies, governments failing, religions losing power, economic systems built on extractions and illusions of a way of life like capitalism, it's falling apart. It's in people saying, life shouldn't be like this. And the reason why they keep watching us, controlling us, and studying us is because we are the frequency that can unplug this entire system. And now that we're remembering, that's the most dangerous thing of all. If you've enjoyed this content or it resonated with you, please feel free to share it. And if you want to continue to support the work that I do with waking people up and talking about hidden history, feel free to go in my bio and buy me a coffee. Thanks.
It is harder to be not racist in America than it is to be racist. Now, wait, hold on, come back. All of my black people, all of my YT people who are like, oh no, you know, hold them accountable. All my anti-racist white people, come back. Listen. In America, from the moment you are born, you are conditioned to believe that YT is the center of the universe. All of the movies that you watch are very likely majority YT people. If there is a person of color in that movie, they are likely suffering some sort of struggle or pain or agony or discrimination or suffering, or they are like comedic relief or like the funny person or the dumb person, or they are some sort of character that helps move forward the plot of the centered YT person. They are a background character. They are an afterthought. They are not a person who is a fully developed character with thoughts and morality and integrity and character development and problems that they solve on their own, right? There's a lot of tropes of, you know, YT saviorism. If the person of color is in trouble, the YT person will come and be the person who saves them. And so that is the media, right, that you grow up on. And then when you think about the news, obviously, all you'll see is the good coming from YT people and then the bad coming from BLK people. And then you'll see BLK people complaining about this racism that you've never experienced and you've never perpetrated intentionally yourself. So it's just like, it doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. What are these people talking about? Heck, I will even say, as a black BLK person myself, as a young girl who grew up in the South, I hated myself. Period, point blank. My skin was too dark, my nose was too flat, my lips were too big. My hair too nappy. I don't even like to use that word, but that is what I used to think of myself. And so if I, as a BLK person, did not like myself, did not enjoy being BLK, wished I were Caucasian, sure did, used to want to be of the YT race, what chance do YT people have to not be racist? If this country can convince BLK people that we hate ourselves, convince some BLK people to hate all other BLK people and blame them for their systemic oppression, or not systemic oppression, blame them for their own suffering, right? How can you expect Caucasian people who are not even living the experience to be empathetic, to understand, to not believe the information that is literally being presented to them before their eyes? Like, in order to not be racist as a YT person in America, you have to educate yourself. Like, that's first of all, you have to go back in history and learn all Black history, that not the Black history they teach you in school, but the history that is like really there. All the stuff that most BLK people we learn eventually, most of them, they don't learn that eventually, and they don't have a reason to. And so like, you have to go out of your way to find information that doesn't support your already created internal narrative and bias. You know how hard confirmation bias is. So easy to, like, you see something and it confirms what you already thought, boom, there's nothing else to see here, folks. So to have to go out of your way to find information that goes against what you already think, that is so much work. To change your mind is so much work. The cognitive dissonance, right, that we see across MAGA land when these facts are presented right in front of them, but they're like, it doesn't go with their belief system, so they like short circuit and then just like change facts so that it goes to their belief system, and just, ignore what's actually happening. We're seeing that in MAGA land, and we know that's a cult, and we know that's like a really like obvious example of a cult. But the same thing happens in YT supremacy America, because it's like they're fed all this information and they have to like either literally change their mind, or they can rearrange the facts that they're seeing to fit the narrative that they've already been fed literally their entire lives. So I'm just like, if you are a truly anti-racist YT person who like sees the crap for what it is, and you are aware and you do, like, you've done the work, like, it takes so much work to deconstruct racism as anybody in America. If you want to get the racism out of your heart, you have to do work. And we all know, as humans, we are biologically wired to go towards the thing that takes the least amount of work. It's how they manipulate us all the time with TikTok, with Instagram, like any social media. It's like, that is so easy to do. Or like fast food, it's easy to get fast food. Anything that is easier, we automatically gravitate towards that. And if we want to do something that is not easy or automatic, we have to put in work. Like, even just having awareness is still like not enough, because you can know you have a bad habit, let's say.
This is all I got from this video. The truth is that people that look like me are very much not loved all over. And sometimes you sit down, you think about it, and you're like, why? What happened? Why is it so? Is it because of the skin color? What could be the problem? You might think that there is something that they probably did or they committed, because at some point when I was getting to know about Black history, I was going through, going through the ones, as I keep making research, you all were also recommending the things to search up for. And the ones I also came up with, some were like, wait, we never heard about this one. Okay, that's good. Okay, go on this one. I kept going. At some point, I was like, this cannot be true. I don't know why I said it cannot be true, because I feel like it was too much for somebody to carry. Like, how did you people carry all this weight all these years? That was one of the reasons, one of the things I kept asking them. For those, I am sure there are some people that started this channel with me that are still with me. If you are part of the people, I am so grateful for you. Thank you so much. And if you are also the people that joined in between, I am grateful. If you joined yesterday, I am also very happy that I have you all, because if I do not have you, I won't be coming out here to yap every day. So All those things that I was looking at, I was like, what? The only thing I told myself is that the world really needs to get to know all this, because people knew, but not everything. People knew what black people are not liked, black people are not loved, but they need to know the underground stories. All the stories that people do not know. We need to get them out. People need to know them. People need to hear them. People need to see the videos. You know? And then I remember sometimes when I keep going and I am like emotionally wrecked, because I feel like, how did people survive all this? How did people survive all this? That's why each time I talk about how proud I am about black people, how they never close their mouth about their problems. Because if you had closed your mouth, I am sure I wouldn't have been interested or wouldn't have picked interest on it and started making research. But also other people are saying it as something they could talk about, something that other people need to know. And sincerely, other people need to know, other people need to see. Black people are not loved. And heaven knows that there is something about them that they knew that they have. This kind of relationship where I don't want to marry you, I don't want to leave you. I don't want to marry you, I don't want to leave you. Yeah, that's that kind of relationship. I don't want you around. Excuse me. I don't want you around. I am not going to pay your reparations too. I don't know how to say this, but the truth is that black people have really come a very long way so far. You guys have really seen it all, because if I tell you, it's just like the way you all are handling what is happening now, it tells, or I mean, like it shows strength, because it's someone with so much strength that could pass through all these things without breaking down. You all have seen worse things, and I am praying that you don't get to see worse, because how can somebody's life be just full of stories and all that? You deserve to sit, relax, and enjoy. Enough of going ups, and I mean, this is just my wish for my people, that you get to relax for the rest of your life and you just do what you are supposed to do as human being. You don't have to get hate and all that. You don't have to be bothered if this place, like if you go here, if you are going to be welcome and all that. Really, this is something that I wish for my people. I will clock out here. Bye for now.